Hey, it's me, Brian, with TeachSelfAwareness.com. In this video, I'm going to give you some more spiritual tips for your spiritual trip. Now, this is a pick a card reading, yeah. And the way that works is, after the intro, you'll see 3 cards face down. You just pause and breathe, and you pick the one you're drawn to. Then, it'll kick right into the readings. You can find the timestamps down in the comments. Also, after your reading, leave me a comment. Let me know how it hit you down there in the comments section. Make sure you smash the like button too. Enjoy yourself. So, go ahead and pick which one it's going to be for you. Card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And I'll give you just a moment to choose, and then we'll get right into it. So if you picked card number 1, this is your message for your highest good. Something that you really need to hear right now is the traveling card. Traveling, yes. What a nice card. Look, so the first message we get from the traveling card is that we want to be mindful to make some changes in our activities and our relationships. Look, we want to travel in new ways inside those activities or relationships. So, what does that look like? Well, let's say in our relationship, if we're in a pattern where we usually go to the same places throughout the week, we want to shake that up a bit, right? We want to make a change and travel somewhere new. Let's say we go to a certain restaurant every Thursday. Let's change that up and travel somewhere different. Maybe we find a restaurant that's a little further away. Maybe we find a restaurant that has a different type of food. Maybe we find one where it's interactive. Somehow we want to make that change and travel somewhere new. When we make changes in our relationships for the good, we can break it open wider. We let more of the sunlight, more of the beautiful union of renewal happen with the other people that we are in relationship with. So, traveling in relationships. Another way to make a change in the relationship and travel somewhere different is grab an activity that the two of you can do together. This might be working on a painting together and just having fun with it. So another way to travel in the relationship is to change up an activity or add a new one. For example, you could add something called core time. And the way that works is you schedule time to sit down for 20 minutes where you both get to talk. Now look, the rules of core time are simple. It's a little structure where each of you gets to say whatever you want, whatever's on your heart mind, and you share it wide-eyed and open, just like a little kid. The other person's job is to just sit and listen, to be able to see through your eyes, where you get to share for 3 minutes, and then you switch, and your partner gets to be the one who's speaking. So neither of you are judgmental, neither of you are critical of the other person's expression. And you'll find that when we make changes like this in our relationship, we travel to a whole new place with the other person. And they travel to a whole new place within themselves, right? So another thing that we can do with the traveling card is we can plan on traveling to another place in our work. What we mean by that is we look around our workplace at the activities we've been engaging in, and we find 1 or 2 things that we can make a difference on that we haven't bothered to consider before. We create renewal that allows more love and light to flood into our lives, just like the card shows. What would that look like at work? Perhaps we take an interest in a coworker and we just water a few seeds of compliments or a few seeds of, hey, you did a good job with that. Wow, how did you do that? Or, hey, can you show me how you did that? When we do this type of interaction with our relationships, with people at work, it charges them up because they are super excited that somebody noticed that they're making a difference. So in this type of way, we travel into a new place with them, our relationship deepens, and down the road, new opportunities to go further open up for us. So the traveling card is here to remind us that we are always moving in some direction. and that we can choose to position our guidance system to go onward, upward, outward into the highest joyful activities and ideas, into the clean and clear-headed thinking, so that we can always be just in the right place at the right time, so that we can always sort of just know what to do and always have that calm clarity to be able to express it. The last message for the traveling card is about traveling within our very own self. And this means take some time to do some quiet meditation or quiet reflection. The way that can work is just sitting in the morning for 5 minutes. You can set the timer on the phone. And as we sit, just focus the awareness onto our breathing. Mindful, conscious breathing settles our emotions. We can move our awareness to our breathing. We can just settle into the breath. And before long, we're basking in the sunlight of the spiritual, emotional peace. And in that space, we'll start to travel into a new area within our own consciousness, our own heart-mind. We'll start to have images and memories pop up. Things that are useful and valuable to us will bubble up to the surface, and we'll be traveling within. And we'll be really going that winding course, that intricate course of our own beautiful unfolding life. Listen to the message 3 or 4 times over the next week. That way, you what? You get it sunken in. Repetition helps broaden things and grow them. Just like watering a plant, you got to give it some regular water and sunlight. So the traveling card is here for you to remind you of those things for our highest good, something that we needed to hear right now. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. You can also watch the other cards if you want to. Sometimes there's tips in those cards that you can use for other situations or for someone else in your life. And that's a fun way to do it too, is to just decide to pick a card for them and then see what you get out of it. And that way you can bring that type of spiritual food to them when you're with them. Or you can share this video on your Facebook page. That way your friends and others who follow you are able to enjoy this type of a "what do you need to hear right now" message. I appreciate that you're here. There's going to be more videos, and I'm so glad that we got to go on that traveling path with you. If you pick card number 2, the message for your highest good that you need to hear right now is a breakthrough. Oh my gosh, breakthrough. What a great card. Look at that. Breaking through to the new zone. Gotta love it. The first message this card brings us is that we are people who get through things. We come to a place where projects, relationships, our work, things kind of can get a little tight, but we always make it through. We've done that year after year, all the way up to right here, right now, in our place of presence. Right? We are present in the moment in this breakthrough situation. So the cards are reminding us to stay the course, right? To remember that all the little actions we're taking, all the little love and light that we're sharing with the people in our lives, all the little work that we're doing on our projects, it's all adding up. It's all a force that is about to pop everything wide open. So we want to stay the course. We want to hold the faith. We want to know, tell ourselves that story, that breakthrough is what we were born to experience day after day, month after month. Think about it. When you look back in the past, all the times when you've had breakthroughs, when you've had epiphanies, lessons learned, and you were able to move forward and onward and upward because of it. Now, the other message that the breakthrough card is bringing to us today is that when it comes to a relationship, if we look at our partner in a new way, then the way that we experience them changes. And it's a breakthrough because we're seeing something that we hadn't seen before. So the way that this might work is we start with an intention. You just decide, okay, I'm going to see something different about my spouse, about my boyfriend, about my girlfriend, about my whoever. I'm going to decide that I'm going to see something different, and it's going to be something that I admire, something that I feel like is like this attribute that is just like this admirable, endearing, like really awesome behavior. I'm going to decide it, and then I'm going to go out, and as I'm interacting with my mate, with this person, what's going to happen is, out of nowhere, I'm going to start to see the little pieces of that behavior starting to emerge. Then, before long, it's going to just hit like a ton of bricks, bust wide open, and the breakthrough of me seeing that quality, that behavior in their lives is going to be constant. It's going to be something that becomes part of my perception of them. I'm going to have a breakthrough in the way I look at the people and the things around me. And that happens again by setting the intention that I'm going to see it, planning on see it. Because when we break through our own beliefs and our own thinking, and we do that by programming ourselves or telling ourselves what we're looking for, then we always eventually find it. Breakthroughs happen all the time. So if things look tough, doesn't matter. Stay the course. Breakthrough is on its way. But one more thing that this card is giving to us is, look, when we break through, we end up in the light. And we want to remember that everything we're going through anyway is all just pieces of light that has been turned into some type of a information experience. What I'm saying is that all of our lives are built out of the interactions we have with people, the words that we're sharing, the actions we're taking, the emotions we're feeling, all that data, all that storyline is this passionate, represented by the red, this passionate buildup of something solid in our lives. And the yellow is about the joy, the activities we're joyful about. So we want to build our lives out of actions and ideas that we find passionately joyful about. And as we do that, they are going to be a part of the world. And when we get past building them, we're going to bust through into that light, and they're going to all shatter. And the pieces of all of our behaviors, the pieces of all of our joyful activities, they're going to go out like seeds. They fall out like seeds into the world. And other people around us just start to come towards us, who have either been through these things or who are about to go through these things. And what that creates is a big flow of power and light for us, a big flow of like feeling like we're in the right place at the right time. For example, let's say you want to bake a cake, right? You're passionate about it because it's somebody's birthday. Then you love baking. That's a joyful activity. Next, you go out and you focus. You focus at the supermarket to buy the ingredients. Right? You think about what you already have in the cupboards. This is using our heart mind to create a plan of action and to take an inventory, to build the different pieces of the recipe that have to come together for the cake. Then we get home and we bake that cake, and what happens is, when it is complete, that experience then gets put into the world. When you bring the cake to the birthday party and the person blows out the candles and everyone eats it, all those pieces of the cake puzzle become part of their lives. You are bringing into the world, through your actions and your emotions, information that people are consuming, and it is becoming a part of them. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. All your little joys in baking the cake, all of your little memories about birthdays and how special birthdays are, all of your little hopes and dreams for the person you're baking the cake for, all of that stuff is inside of the actual activity. And when you deliver the cake and the birthday happens and they eat it, boom, all of that love and light that you packed into it, that you baked into it through your actions and your ideas, your thoughts, your beliefs, all of that gets spread out to everyone. And that's all healing and loving and joyful energy that they then can use in their own lives. You're impacting people's lives just by doing the little things you do. Breakthrough. Lastly, we want to have that breakthrough with our own personal self, that we are valuable contributors to the world, that it doesn't matter what our job is or who we are in a relationship with, doesn't matter where we live or how much money we do or don't have. None of that matters so much as knowing that we are breakthrough and passion, joy spreading people that impact life in a very positive way. When we recognize this and understand it, what happens is we vibrate or we feel really well. We feel valuable, useful, capable, confident. We have the breakthrough on who we are as a self and a spirit combined, as a spiritual consciousness and awareness in the world. So you're rare, you're unique, you're one of a kind, and that's the true breakthrough we all want to have about our identity. This video will always be here for you to be able to check the message again. Give it a week, give it a few days, and listen to it again and see how it hits you. It'll deepen, it'll expand, it'll empower. So, if you've enjoyed this reading, great. Hit the like button on this video. Share this video on your Facebook page so that others can enjoy the pick a card readings and have some fun with it. You're welcome to watch the other cards if you want. Tips that are in there that are helpful, or they might be useful for someone else you know. Either way, really glad you're here. Subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more pick a card videos, more different topics, lots of good things. So if you pick card number 3, the message is for you, for your highest good, for right now. Something you really need to hear right now is letting go. Whoa, letting go, right? Yeah. So, okay, let's take a look. So the card is reminding us, obviously, that it's time to remember that we're only holding on to things loosely in this world as it is, right? That everything is always growing, always changing, and that there is seasons on our projects or in certain activities, checkpoints along our relationships. There's a time to let go of what we just came through. And when we let go of something, could be an argument or some harsh words that were traded back and forth. When we let go of the strong emotional charge of that, and instead we imagine how wonderful and healing things could be if we communicate with each other in a calm and respectable and beautiful, appreciative way, then we can let go and move on to the new activities that bring health and wellness and healing to an even higher degree. If we have been through some type of a tough time, a little argument or a little tiff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It happened, and it's good that it happened because we can make good out of it, blossom out of it, just like we see with the green leaves of health and wellness popping up here. It's very easy to just pause and get calm and get still like the water, and to let go of some of that high vibrational attachment to the experience we had, and then consider like how we might have done things differently or how we would have preferred things go if it needs a little tweaking or a little caressing and finessing. And then when we spend the time in our stillness, in our calmness, to consider what we might have done differently, we can go back to the person and we can be like, hey, you know, that was quite an experience we had together, right? Wow, we were like arguing it out like cats and dogs, right? And we can maybe just soften in there a little bit because we're calm, because we've let go of some of that strong fight or flight feeling. And we've gotten up into our consciousness, our awareness, our spiritual heart mind, where we really always live and who we really always are as this calm, clear-headed, creative, loving, and caring being that you know that you are. You know you are that. So we can let go of any harshness about who we are, any lower thoughts about who we are. No. We are a beautiful, healing, intelligent being. And we can go back into situations and we can amend them. We can show what we would have done differently, and we can do those different things. So another thing the cards are reminding us about letting go is that we want to let go of things that have worked in the past. Now look, it's good that we have had successes in the past, and everybody has them. If you look, you're going to see, without a doubt, you have tons of wins, right? Of areas where you persevered and where you made it through. Where you made it through to the end of a project, and it worked out wonderfully, right? It worked out just great. You were like, oh my God, I can't believe I nailed that. Those have happened to you, and they make us feel so good, and sometimes we want things to be just like that. But we don't need to hold on to those wins from the past. They're going to be with us right here in our memory, stored there for us to tap into at any time we want to. We can take a dip in the water of them anytime we want. We can take a sip of the water of those by revisiting them, and we can get the healing light, the healing energy out of them. But we can let them go and know we don't have to live exactly the way we lived in the past. We can live in a renewed state of life. We can get new ideas, and we can take those ideas on courage, on faith, on the strength of our past successes. We can let go of the successes from the past, but build new ones. Build new ones. What are those ideas you have that you really want to act on, that you really think would be good for your relationship, for your work? You want to let go of the past and be present for the present, because it is such a gift of renewal and newness that you are very loving and caring and capable of bringing into the world. So the last thing we want to talk about with letting go here is we want to let it go really of any major concerns about things going south. This is a big letting go. We want to let go of thinking that things aren't going to work out. We want to let go of the idea that good things don't happen to me. Not true anymore. It doesn't have to be that way. We're going to let go of all the evidence, and we're going to make a decision in the present, a health and wellness decision that, you know what? I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I am a child of God. I am a light inside of a person's personal life. What? I am wellness. I am health. I am creativity. I am that I am is in me living through my life. And we want to let go of the old identity of being just our limited self. For me, it would be, well, I'm not just Brian, who's from Connecticut, who's doing this pick a card, highest good for us message right now. No, I'm more than Brian. I am this consciousness, this awareness, this spirit. So I want to let go of Brian just a bit and grab onto that awareness, that me of me, the you of you. And that's the real letting go, is letting go of our personal self enough to be able to recognize that consciousness, that spirit, that is really our heart mind, that is really our intelligent presence in our life. It's the thing that exists just slightly beyond our emotions. It's always vibrating in love and light. And it's where we get those ideas and inspirations of renewal that we can then take actions on in the world, in our relationships, in our work. So we want to let go a bit of ourselves. That's the message for you today, for your highest good, for picking card number 3. After a few days, come back and revisit the message again so that you can see how it impacts. So glad you were here. Please like the video and please share it on your Facebook page if you're inspired to. That way other people can play along too and get some spiritual tips for their spiritual trip. So enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy those spiritual tips for your spiritual trip. Enjoy your awareness.